Welcome everyone, and we are building. So this set, the Lego Ducktales. It's just been burning a hole in my vision because I see it every day because it's in a bag that's close to my door. So it's just it's hard to trying to find places to store everything. So I'm gonna build this today because I want to build it. I've been debating bigger stuff and everything. I just kind of decided on this one. So yeah, I know it's small. It's only like 340 pieces. So I'm just gonna do this because I've been kind of having a blah couple days. At first, I finished Bowser, which was awesome, and then today, yeah, I just felt like poo. I felt like poo last night, so I'm gonna do this instead. Here, all right. It has the instructions are here, but with this one, we actually found online instructions, so no problem with that. Um, so I guess we will just get started. So first things first, the bags are set up into two separate distinct ones. Bags one, two, two. Number one is going to go first, which is the infamous and the fantastical um, Scrooge McDuck. So first do that. Alright. Yeah, these are fairly small, quick, painless, no big deal. They are accoutrements to any Lego set. I'm pretty sure I have some of the little figurines too, but I digress. Let's do this first. So, yeah, I honestly, I've always loved DuckTales. Um, I think it's just because of the theme song, right? Like, basically, it's one of the greatest uh, theme songs ever. But also, too, in the '90s, like there was a few things, like there was, Donald, the start, but then also Ducktales, then like Darkwing Duck, which was also awesome. But I don't know that everyone remembers that kind of stuff. I remember it. Pepperidge Farm remembers, but do you? That's the real question, people. That's the real question. Let's see here. Let's go with these bad boys. And remember, too, we have a few things here. Now, I only see a brain. I'm not sure what this one's going to be. Maybe, ducks have blue hearts. I don't know. But we're going to find out together. I'll tell you that. Okay, so one of these and this as well. Interesting. It should be cool. Yeah, I have a few other big bills, but I just wasn't feeling like I want a big bill, but I'm kind of like, I don't know, maybe I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm not sure. I have a lot going on the next couple weeks, so just gonna be one of those days today. And you know what we're gonna do is we're gonna push through. I did some working out earlier. That felt good. And today we're gonna do more stuff. So it is progressively getting better. And that is what matters most. Let's see here. Here and here. Interesting. But what we're gonna do, which is really cool, is this. It's gonna match up all the way on the other side. I like that. I like that consistency. I like how things are put together that way. But hey, also too, I'm not sure if I've sold this guys was it when if you see that some of them they aren't lined up, just push them down and rub them against the a flat surface, and they usually will straighten out themselves. Pretty good, handy little trick. That a lot of people don't know, but I know because I had to use it, and I have giant sausage fingers. That makes everything as difficult. So let's just do this, and there we go. There. All right. Okay, we have an entire, I guess, fancy shirt collar. A ducky? It would be a ducky. Technically, it's a ducky on a duck. Ah, that's hilarious. Ah, that's it. I've fallen to the puns, people. It's over. Let's see here. Mm, 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 mm. Okay, so let's go with one going here, there, and then we go with this. There. So, yeah, it's been a fairly calm couple days. I think it's the calm before the storm. I think I have too much going on in the next couple weeks. Hmm, we'll see how it goes. There's always something to do, right? But we have a few trips coming up. March is going to be a little bit hectic, but I think being hectic for a little bit helps you appreciate the calm of the storm. Uh, I don't know. All right, so I guess this is an entirely blue middle section. That's not bad, and that goes right there. Oh no, this one part. There we go. That goes in here too. Uh, well, welcome everyone. I hope you're enjoying this build. It is a fun little build, so I always try and enjoy. Sometimes you don't want to do all big builds. It's a little bit much. Um, just the space. So I have a few big things that I do want to build in the near future. I'm still trying to figure out where to put them. I'm also looking at moving my setup into a separate room so that I can do more broadcasting and annoy fewer people. And you know how I enjoy annoying people, so it's like, okay, fine. So it is for the best, but it'll look pretty cool. So we have Scrooge McDuck is in process. He is hitting it out of the park here. Let's go. 1, 2, and then here. And then we have a bunch of little ones. So basically, also, so for the last little while, I've also been trying to watch the entirety of Dexter. So I finished the original, and now I watched Next Blood or whatever it's called, the new one. And so far, it's okay. It's not. It's an enjoyable show. Uh, I think the hard part is that people always try and assign values and comforts to things they've already watched, right? It's one of the reasons that they say that we will go back and watch reruns and stuff because it's comforting. We know there's a happy ending coming and things like that. I get it. And I do it often. Uh, every once in a while, I like watching Lord of the Rings again and a few others. Even there's some scary movies I really enjoy in the same way. But, you know, it's just one of those things. It's fun. It just kind of gives you a little bit of lighthearted enjoyment because let's be honest, some entertainment just it's not hitting like it used to. So let's go here. I like how they did. You guys look, he's got like little glasses right there. That's pretty cool. Makes him look very Scrooge McDucky, if that's a word. It's a word. Sure. It sounds like a word. I mean, I find that that's one of the biggest things is that as long as it sounds like a word, nobody's going to question you. But then at the same time, you're like, if they do, you're kind of SOL, right? Or as the kids say, shit out of luck. But hey, that is one of those things that will transpire. That's why you got to be tricky. Not tricky. I mean, adaptable. That's the word I was looking for. All right. We have a face. Kind of. Not a complete face. Face like. Face esque. space light, maybe. Also might be a thing. Let's go there. Let's go here. Yeah, I really enjoy these little brick heads. Like they're a little more substantial than buying a figure, which also is ridiculous. But then at the same time, you're like, well, you can, you know, still have room. They're not that big of an impeachment on your space and everything. Afternoon, fellow North American. Hey, Joey, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for popping by. I appreciate you. I'm just doing a little bit of Lego. I'm building Huey, Dewey, and Louie, and then Scrooge McDuck. The brick heads. I mean, it's very. I find it very cathartic, therapeutic, maybe. It's just one of those things that's enjoyable, right? At least I find it that way. And of course, his little tail goes upwards. And DuckTales. Woo! That's you can't. I can't. There is a guy who is doing a TikTok where it's like, reason number 7 that I can't be a gangster is the DuckTales theme song. I'm like, what? You're not gonna woo? You're like, you can't sing that as a gangster. That's just not how it works. Which I'm like, that's a valid point. You can't woo. That's not, no, definitely can't. That's why it's one of those things that you really have to kind of feel like I'm missing. Okay, let's go here, here, and here. There. Looks like he's got a hand sticking up. I like how some of these brick heads, what they'll do is they'll have one side will be like the hand will be down like that, and then the other side it's forward as if they're gesturing towards something, which you're like, that's ridiculous, but also awesome. Okay. There we go. Also, too, something to keep in mind, a lot of the DuckTales, a lot of the brick heads will have sometimes spaces on every side, and then this time they didn't have, but it's usually always symmetrical. So one of those things that you keep in mind while you're building, you kind of figure it out over time. But it is fun, 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 fun. Yeah. I mean, even for a while, I would hear the DuckTales theme song, and it would just actually like it's such an enjoyable song. Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. Street cars, lasers, aeroplanes. It's a duck blur. Life's all a mystery. Oh, then rewrite history. DuckTales. Ooh. It's a great song. Such a catchy tune. Like, I feel like somebody who wrote that should get an award. There's no question in my mind. Right? Like, if you can pull off that song, top tier. Right? Like, you have encapsulated an entire generation of fans. Just call it what it is, right? Something that people just really have to embrace. DuckTales was I don't even remember, like, I remember there were a couple of episodes, but I was like the Scrooge's nemesis. Is he Scrooge McDuck? I forget what his nemesis is. Hit me in the comments, people. Let me know. I forget what his it was also a Scottish name, and that guy had like a long beard and a cane. It was very funny. One of those hilarious, I guess the ridiculous stuff of the 90s where the serious theme song was written by Mark Mueller. Was it really Mark Mueller, award-winning pop music songwriter who also wrote the theme song for Chip and Dale's Rescue? Which that sounds, yeah, was paid a little over What? Can you imagine hitting a banger like DuckTales, and then they're like, "Here's $1,000. You'd be happy you got anything, bro." I would. Oh man, that hurts. And you know what? I'll tell you this much. I tried to do a reel to direct traffic to this or a short, and they didn't have the DuckTales song, which I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? This isn't TikTok. This is like, I was so angry. I'm like, how dare you? How dare you not have the theme song for DuckTales? $1,000, bro. I think that's the big problem. you know? And we live in a world where you can do some shit like that, where you're like, "Look, that's a banger for generations." And, they're like, "Okay, yeah, here's your paycheck, good luck." And you're like, "Yeah, no. That's you're bastards, man. That is so not cool." And he's got duck feet. It's hilarious. This is so much fun. Alright. Ah, that's why, because 'cause he's got this cane. Ha, ha, ha. Fantastic. Sensational. Man, $1,000. Oh, that is a hard price to pay. I mean, like, emotionally. There you go. Scrooge McDuck. Listen, you kids, don't be a nuisance. The new one is a lot cooler. So, hilariously, in the new one, the housekeeper, I don't wanna say maid, that seems like a word that'll blow up in people's faces these days. Um, but she was like, I think they tried to, portray Scrooge McDuck as, like, an ex-spy kinda thing, like, that's because like, that would have been age appropriate, like, his age, like, he would have been a spy during the war and stuff like that, right? So, but his, housekeeper who brought in or was somehow related, was also, like, cleaning crew with, like and resupply for problems that, like, when stuff would happen, which I'm like, "That's insane." But also, I want if I had somebody like that, I need somebody like Alfred, right? You need somebody who's like, okay, they can take care of, minor surgery, resupply, maintenance, and stuff like that. I think everybody needs like, let's be honest, even Alfred needs an Alfred. That's fair. Yeah, that's definitely reasonable. Everybody needs an Alfred. It's totally reasonable. All right. So this is Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Here's a question for everybody. I remember being able to do a Donald Duck impression, and it was like a sought after impression. Like people were like, "You could do that," like it was a big thing. And somewhere down the line, I lost it. Right? Like, who polices the police? I mean, that's factual, right? That's the thing is like I know how it's become such a huge thing where people are like, "Oh, it's the court of public opinion." You're like, "Yeah, nobody cares about that. That's ridiculous." The idea that you have a court of public opinion is insane. So you're like, that's not gonna take you anywhere. It's not. It's ridiculous, right? But what can you do? Like that's the only recourse. And like hilariously, that's what happened with Dave Chappelle, right? Was that he was trying to uh expose what they were doing with his stuff, and they're like, "Well, technically, they own it." You're like, "Yeah, but you're bastards. You're not allowed to do that." Donald Duck impressions went out of style in 1998. They were just crazy annoying now. Like bored impressions or Austin Powers. Listen, my wife, don't you even start, Joey, okay? And also, too, next time I see you, which is going to be soon, I'm definitely doing a Borat, and I'm gonna pretend that you're my neighbor, and you're a pain in my asshole. That's 100% happening now, just because you said that. Just to be very clear, you did that. I didn't do that. Okay, sir? That is just factual. Um, can you imagine? What a prick. Yeah. I'm just gonna start talking to you like that, Joey, and then have you try and punch me in the face. I mean, that's totally reasonable. Reasonable. No, imagine a show where you talk like Borat and I like I mean, I'm in. Okay. -3 viewers. I mean, probably. That is reasonable. That is a accurate response to a show where one of us is, Borat and the other is Austin Powers. 'Cause, hilariously, so where I used to live, where I owned a condo, how the fuck do you get negative viewers? Oh, we found a way. That 100%. It's yeah, if there's a way, I'll find a way. No problem. That's the best part. Come on. There's always a way. Um but yeah, if we like so where Mike Myers grew up, which is in Scarborough, which is like 2 kilometers down the road, I actually lived on the street, which was Kennedy, and it was referred to as Mike Myers Way, uh, because that was like they took pride in it, which I'm like, you absolutely should. There's no question in my mind that you should be proud that Mike Myers came from there. But also, uh, hilarious, right? Yeah, baby. I like the Dutch one, the gold member. Save me from myself. Like that's horrific, absolutely horrific. But also one of the funniest fucking things I've ever seen. And Beyonce was in there. That was a ridiculous series from the beginning, and it only got more crazy. Which why not? Interestingly, there's I see pink over here, which I'm going to assume is a brain, but this is orange, which is a weird picture for the internals of one of these guys. But hey, fun fact: Frau Farbison. I don't know who Frau Farbison is from that movie. Oh, Mindy Sterling was a past guest. Get lost. That's awesome. I didn't know that. It's you, Joey, interviewing all the important people in the universe. So this is the thing is I enjoy interviewing people with an enjoyable experience, but also too some people are like a bowl of steam. Like they are absolutely horrific when talking to them. And that is a oof, man, that's a lot. Because some people just don't get it. They just don't get it. Sometimes it's just like that. I did not know you had Frau Farbicino. That's awesome. She was great too. That's for sure. Life is like a hurricane. No, I can't. I'm not going to get that out of my head, which I'm okay with, but at the same time, yeah, it's going to be a nightmare. So, all right, where are nope, this gray, and we are making the brain of I don't know which one. Which one wears green? Oh no, Louis. Louis wears green. There you go. And now he's got a brain. So exciting. I need to categorize me. Oh, you bro. You know what? That's hard too. Like I used to be like, okay, I'll make a playlist and I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna post it. If it's an ongoing show, like if these ones that are individual, I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Just one off. And then I just do a part one, part two, part two. If you want it, search for it. By all means. Have fun. Have a special day. Go out and look for all my stuff. I will happily encourage it. And hell, make your own playlist by all means. But I'm going to focus on doing this thing because I'm a nut job. And that's fair. At least we all know. If YouTube isn't going to show people stuff, why bother with playlists? I mean, that's the whole thing too, right? Like right now, I am on a tear trying to get hours so I can get monetized and catch up with all you guys because you're doing amazing work. But at the same time, it's like, okay, well, I gotta try and get this shit done too, right? It's a lot. I'm gonna have to rebuild stuff, and I have a few that I have to do still. So we'll see what happens. It's why I laugh when I see these gurus. Oh, Mariska Hargitay. That was one of like. So I laughed during the Love Guru. I think it was hilarious. But like you got to do end cards. Okay, yeah, but like that's the thing is every time someone has been like, "Oh, I know everything," you're like, "No, you don't. You don't. Just calm down. Just relax. Nobody cares." But they're like, "No, I know everything." You're like, "No, you don't." And people will sell courses to anything, and you're just like, "Okay, how is this a course? You're just telling me what I can read on the internet. That's not. I just have to get off my ass and do stuff. That's not how that works. Ridiculous." Yeah, I tried doing end cards and links and stuff like that, and I'm like, yeah, okay, that's fine, no problem. It's a thing. I get it. But also too, I'm not like it's not like it's this. Oh, this is crazy product. I'm not fighting against Mr. Beast. I'm fighting against Joe Jackass, who also builds Lego. Not a big deal. Also, I've had other people reach out and they're like, "Hey, this is cool stuff. Oh my god, thank you. I appreciate it. I think it's cool stuff. So much fun. Make a pinned comment. Oh yeah. Well, like when no one comments, why am I doing also fair. It's a like that like that's the thing is you're not when if you're going to be so selective in how stuff gets promoted and sent out, then realistically that means you have to guarantee that I'm going to uh, uh, receive that benefit, right? I did it the wrong way. But they're like, "Oh, no, 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 it doesn't work that way." You're like, "Okay, well, then what doesn't work like?" Right? That's ridiculous. Okay, so this I put his, wiener on the wrong place. That's what I did. Let's go here. Let's go there and just switch it all around. You do the hokey pokey, and that's what it's all about. Mm. There we go. I just did the same thing. I'm an idiot. Yeah. No, I'm see, that's the thing is I'm all for if there's a system, great, let's use a system. But the amount of people that just absolutely don't give a shit and manipulate it, you're like, oh, okay, well then what's the point of this, right? How am I if I follow the system, then it should work perfectly, right? Doesn't. Okay. So now what? It's one of those things that you're just like, okay, that's not it's ridiculous. Because if you have a process, let's follow the process. And there should be a penalty if you're following the process wrong, then you should be punished for that, right? Like that's but people nobody does. Nobody cares. Oh my god, there's Kyle. Oh hey Kyle. What you doing? What's up? I cannot hear you, sir. You're like a wizard. You're quiet for some reason. I don't know why. What's going on? Where are you driving? And he just disappeared. There you go. uh, sometimes that happens. Maybe Kyle will be back. Who knows? Let's try it again. Hey, Kyle. Nope. Still no volume. I don't know what's happening. Give it a try. Play with some buttons, sir. Now that we're live, just play with some buttons. Yeah, I can't hear you. I don't know what's happening.
Can you hear me now?
I can. There you go. Hello, sir.
Yeah, as long as we're live and I'm fucking it up.
I mean, out of the park, baby. That's how we do things, right? How are you, sir?
I'm okay. Frustrated, sir. Frustrated.
That will happen. May I ask? May I inquire why? What has frustrated you?
I'm sick of living with peasants with such small feet that I cannot buy shoes.
That is, I am, sir. My heart goes out to you as I am definitely in that vicinity. Joey, how big are your feet? Because you're tall like us. I wonder.
Size 7. Anyways,
Size 7. Oh my god! I knew a girl who had size 4.5, and I was like, it's like walking around on peg legs. Like you have no feet. You just
no,
at the end of your feet.
They're hooves.
They're barely.
That's how you know to stay away. She is of the devil.
I mean, they're all of the devil. It's fine.
And you saw my last girlfriend probably
I mean, I feel like there's definitely that whole idea is like, hey, when you see when a girl tries to convince you to go into the woods during October, don't go. You're probably gonna die. But
That's
at the
where
same
I met.
time, it's worth it, right?
That's where I met her, though. If you think about it, it's kind of true.
I mean, a little bit, a little
Yeah.
bit.
And she was a witch.
She
We're in
was
the
a
middle
witch.
of the woods, and she's like, "Come hither." And weird, it didn't work out for me.
Kyle, what shoes did you end up getting, bro? Oh, he got some Fila's.
No, I posted 3 new pairs.
3 new pairs. Oh God.
Well, like I was in the store, like 3 options, and
Ah.
I proceeded to buy none of them.
Ha ha. Ha ha ha.
That is very typical of me.
I mean, that's a hard Kyle move.
Yeah. Well, it's like, first off, you guys need to respond quicker. But actually, Joey was quick, but I didn't want them. I don't know. For that, nah. It's like they were okay, and then it's just like, I don't know. I wanted a bigger discount if I was going to buy them, and
That will happen.
because I just go to, it was like Shoe Company or DSW or what, all those fucking exact same stores, and then you go
Yep.
to the easiest way to find any shoes is to go to the clearance section where there is like a section for 13 and up.
Yep.
So I go there first because walking around, I've now found a hack because the employee told me that on the little sign it shows what sizes it goes up to.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but like usually it's funny when people are like, "Oh, what shoes?" Or you chose those. It was just like one day somebody was like, "Oh, you got a blue car." I'm like, dude, I'm not in the process of where, like, the capacity of where I could choose the color of my car. If I use cars, I find one that I can afford, and usually there's only one, and I go with it. My shoe shopping is not much different.
That's fair.
Like, I have to go around the store and find all the 14s.
Yep.
Narrow it down to the ones that I even like at all, and then choose accordingly, or choose nothing at all, which is many times the case.
I mean, that's also fair.
Yeah.
I have been in that predicament, sir, many a times, and yeah, it's just how it is. Like, there isn't there. And the weird part is there is a market for bigger shoes, so I don't understand why it's done, but I don't know.
They want to single us out so that we can't overthrow them, and they just appeal to all the little people.
I mean, that's most likely accurate. Let's be honest. That is definitely a winning plan. Like, and realistically, they don't want us to have good shoes because then we're more dangerous, right?
Yeah. They want me to wear ill-fitting shoes so I'm slower.
Definitely. That is 100% accurate.
See, I don't like that we got rid of the word midget and adopted little people, because essentially that's all the people. Distinguished from regular and actually really little people.
Yeah. There shouldn't be little people and then really little people. That's ridiculous. Continue. Yeah. Okay. Shoes is the most of your concerns. Let's start with every seat at every arena ever. Also factual. I had the same problem for a different reason. And continue with every airline seat ever. Also true.
No, like, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's cool. Last time I was on the plane, one of the stewards came up to me and they're like, "The other side is to stay in your seat until we're like everybody's boarded. It's not sold out. We'll move you somewhere else." Because I was like in a row with my dad and his wife, so 3 people. It was like, yeah, I need that alone.
Yeah. You know what I find hilarious too, though, is the fact that if you're not a dick, stewardesses will help you out. There's no, and you'd be like I would go on to the airplane. And I'm like, hey, listen, is there any way I can move to another row? Just because I'm like, I know I'm fat, but I'm funny, So I'm not trying to be an inconvenience. They're like, totally no problem. And I would just crack jokes, and they're like, listen, as soon as we're off, you can switch to another row and you can stay there until we land. No big deal. I'm like, awesome. Thank you so much. And they'd be totally fine with it.
Yeah, see, but they wouldn't let me sit in the fucking like the emergency rows were full. I mean empty. And they wouldn't let me sit in. They're like an upgrade. I'm just like, dude, I need it.
That's ridiculous. That is. Listen, you should tell them, hey, listen, you'll go out first, so don't fuck with me. And just make sure they know. They like, listen, you can try, but you're gonna lose.
Didn't you just say being nice was beneficial? And you're like, I'll kill you.
Okay, you start being nice, but if they're not nice in return, it's a very golden response. If they be nice to us, then we be nice to them. That's only.
Well, they were nice to me, even but doing their job too. So
fair enough.
One guy, probably he was either French or homosexual or both.
Not exclusive, right? That's fair. Yeah.
To tell apart. But like, he was like, yeah, you can move. I'll help you when it's. And then I moved, and then other people came on. But like, we had checked the site. We had checked the manifest first, and there was like a bunch of empty seats. But this was like hours before, so obviously I guess a few people had moved in.
Yeah.
And then, so I moved to the seat, and then people started filling up. I'm like, shit, I had to go back. And then I went and sat in where apparently the back row was reserved for like the attendants themselves. And I went and sat there, and they was like, sorry, can you move up here? And he was like so apologetic and stuff, and like timid. And it's like, dude, I'm the one like fucking the process. Like, you can like.
Yeah.
I keep shit in the bed, choosing wrong seats. So it's like.
Also, the back row is also meant for people that need to be restrained and or people who have passed away. Also true.
I can do either.
Like if I duct tape over my own mouth, yeah. Let me duct tape my own face, and then no problem.
No, but even this is also the return flight, like the home flight from Las Vegas. Yeah. So death isn't even off the table. I'm just like, there was nothing to come back to. I would rather stay. So.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I miss it.
I mean that's fair. It's worth missing.
Yeah. The problem is, it's like moving there. It's just like I still need the money to afford that lifestyle that I was living. And I'm nowhere near the lifestyle I was living in Vegas. So it's, I hate that.
Yeah, exactly.
I ate 5-star meals at home. I can afford craft dinner maybe sometimes when inflation doesn't hit it harder. Like, remember when it was like $bucks?
Do I ever?
60 cents got you a meal. Now 60 cents.
I remember I used to make let me think, it was President's Choice, which is like a no-name brand up here. Oh, Kyle just disappeared. I would do President's Choice white cheddar macaroni and cheese, and it was so good. I would add some vegetables, and it would be such a great and enjoyable meal. And then I would add even like extra cheese, more chicken. I would add more chicken. I would add chicken. I would add extra cheese. And like I would even shred in some Parmigiano Reggiano. Yeah, it was great. I'm not sure what happened with Kyle. He may have gone through a tunnel. That does happen. There. Oh man, this is gonna be a fairly quick build today, but yeah, Joe, you never answered how big your feet are. Oh, Kyle, you have sound, and you just popped right in. Perfect.
Did I?
You did, but your thing isn't like that. Oh, now there's two of you. That's interesting. There. Hi, Kyle.
Yeah. I don't know. Does it sound terrible?
Yeah, a little bit, but that's okay. Why? What are you doing? You know, car wash or something?
No. I learned that not fully, I will disappear.
What will disappear?
Well, I'll leave the thing.
No, don't leave. It's fine. It's not that
No, I
bad.
meant when I hit my kick or whatever.
Definitely says. Oh, poor Kyle. That will happen though. The internet is undefeated. Let's be honest. That's where we start with that. It's like a hurricane here in Duckburg. Hi, Kyle.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, maybe if I don't press the button, it just won't be shit. Because I'm
Maybe.
like it's like entering the studio, like that's the screen I have.
Hey, that's all right.
Can you see me?
I cannot see you.
Okay, because I cannot see you.
Well, then there you go. We can hear each other though, and that is a move in the right direction.
It is, without like crazy static other than the bullshit I say.
I mean, that's top tier bullshit though. So, you know.
Generally, yeah, I like to bring the topic, the highest tier of bullshit.
That's the highest tier of bullshit. And this is Dewey, and he's blue. All right. Let's go.
What are you building?
I'm building Huey, Dewey, Louie, and Scrooge McDuck.
Cool. As those like chunky things?
Yeah.
That look like Funko.
Yeah, there are the Lego version of a Funko Pop, which you it was you and Cole. No, you said that, and I was like, you know what? That's accurate.
Yeah.
It is very enjoyable. We'll just plow through the last one and have at it. So, where are you on an adventure, sir?
Well, I made a series of bad decisions, as is the story of my life. I decided to go to the Skechers outlet.
Ooh.
In like Heartland.
Oh, I know where that is. Yeah.
Yeah, but the decision that was poor was doing it at like quarter after 2.
Yeah, that's a horrible idea.
Like I'm driving to the place, and I looked over at the other side of the highway, and it was like shit. And so, fuck. And then I got there, and yeah, they had nothing in my size, like absolutely nothing. And then I went to 2 other stores who barely had anything in my. Might as well have done nothing. And then I went George Richards, and I saw a bunch of stuff I liked and was actually in my size, just not in my price range.
Yep.
But in their defense, my price range pretty close to free. So yeah, like, you know, not their bad so much, but like could have paid $30 for a T-shirt. I don't know. It's like,
I mean, you're not wrong, sir. But also, I do feel personally attacked, so that's fair. That's.
But at the same time, like, yeah, I'm gonna have to pay. No, but like, I'll pay for quality, but I don't have quality budget.
Yeah.
I have equality budget.
Which in this day and age, that's not very big. That's how that works. But no, you know what? That's the thing too. Like I'm still at a size where I'm like, I can technically shop other places, but like I go to George Richards, I'm gonna find something that fits, right? Like I don't have to be like, oh, maybe it won't. No, it'll fit. It'll be fine. But then also too, that comes with a George Richards price tag. So you guys are like, George Richards is big and tall up in Canada. So
see, but what I like about them is they're not so, like Tip Top is very big and tall. George Richards has like tall. You know, like I don't need like big. I need tall. I need shit that is longer.
Keep rubbing it in, you prick.
Quite frankly, thinner, because most of my shit doesn't fit, because all we're trying to do is fit like 3 yards of shoulder. But that's like
also an issue.
Yes.
No, that's I've man, look who you're talking to. Trust me, it's I get it.
Yeah. Reach into the choir.
Not sure what's happening here. My Chrome has frozen. That's a weird one. I wonder what happened.
I don't even know how telephone. I don't know how much data I'm really using, but I don't really skim the surface of my data, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's usually not that bad.
Yeah.
But you also haven't been here for too long. So let me try and just keep on building here, everyone, because a bunch of my stuff is frozen and you can't even see my hands. You can see them up here because that is through a cell phone. Jesus.
I would really like to upgrade my stuff, but it's just like, well, I have work tomorrow. I don't know. Ugh. Yeah, so there's like a solar eclipse tomorrow. Oh fuck, I can't even say. Anyways, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah. It's like there's a solar eclipse tomorrow. It's also my dad's birthday, and it's oh shit, there's a tree in the or a car in the ditch.
Oh, for real? Well, that's
Yeah,
always scary.
but it's like upright.
Oh,
But
that's
it's like substantial ditch, like 45, 45 angle or some shit.
Ooh, I've done that before. Not a fun experience, I'll tell you that, people.
I flew into a field once. It was kind of cool. Some dude towed me out, which was nice.
Oh, that is nice.
Because I donutted into a field because, well, I don't know, I didn't hit the other thing. Like jammed on their brakes and I ended up in a field. So.
That, I mean, yeah, that is kind of a normal experience.
No.
That happens all the time to people. It is still a wild experience. I remember my one brother, he spun out on the 410 and he was like up like the side, like on like one of the ramps. So he had like turned and like backed up onto it, and he's like, I just need help pushing it out. Like it doesn't need to be towed. And the cop wouldn't help him. And he was like, man, you're a dick. So he ended up just doing it himself. But he did push the car out, but also he definitely ripped his pants, which is hilarious. As a fellow person who has ripped their pants many a times, it is definitely a hilarious experience. But
have I ripped pants?
I don't know. Have you? I have. I have ripped a lot of pants. Not so much anymore, but I'm sure I still got it in me.
Blown out the ass of a pant.
I mean, I've never. It's usually in the crotchal region that I'm going to blow it out.
I would qualify that as the same thing, but
I think it's like a where it comes from kind of thing, like, because ultimately it is hilarious to watch somebody rip their pants. Let's just start there. That is the funniest thing you'll ever see. And if you don't think that's funny, yeah, that's a you problem.
I've never contributed to other people's laughter in that way.
I have both ripped my own pants in public, and I have also fallen and had people just like, they were like, you're like, I was laughing hysterically, and they're like, are you okay? And I'm like, I am absolutely okay. And they're like, why are you laughing? I'm like, because it's hilarious. It's a fat guy falling down. That's like pure comedy gold.
Was it one of those like slow motion ones?
No, well, maybe.
Like you could but in no way was that going to happen.
Yeah, no, I was definitely like, no, I didn't have anywhere. Like, if I had somewhere to like hold on to, I might have been able to, but I did not. So I went all the way to the ground, and then apparently someone saw me. So I landed on the ground, and I was in like a full suit and trench coat because I was walking into work, and I fell down, and I like, when I tripped, I rolled over onto my back and I was just laughing hysterically. And then someone's like, hey, is Dino okay? And they're like, why? They're like, because he's laughing on the ground hysterically. I'm like, it's funny. Fat guy falling is always a funny joke. If you don't think that's a funny joke, again, that's a you problem.
Even for the fat guy.
That's the only thing. Was the last time I fell, which was at Queen and Spadina. I fell on a whatchamacallit, in like where they had a tree, like it was uneven pavement, and I tripped I'm usually really good at catching myself. I did not catch myself, and I ate it like wicked hard. I ended up busting one of my own ribs because I fell and like tucked in. So I'm like, I kicked my own ass, which like there was a little bit of pride to it, but also ow. And even Victoria was like, "Oh my god, that's the first time I've ever seen you fall and not laugh." And I'm like, "Yeah, because I'm hurt." And then a little guy came up. He's like, "Can I help you?" I'm like, "Why? Do you have a forklift in your pocket, sir?" He's like, "No." And I'm like, "Then there's nothing you can do."
At least that was funny.
Well, that was definitely. He didn't think it was funny, but I'm like, that's it. Again, that's a him problem, not a me problem. So
Yeah, little man.
yeah,
Like,
it was hilarious because I'm like, yeah, unless you got pylons to move around here, bro, like just move on, just get out of the way.
you want to help lifting my dick? Because you're about the same size.
I mean, yeah, basically, he was a little guy.
But like, first, this is funny. I think, was it? I don't know. I was thinking it might have been in Lady in Water, but I'm not sure. No, we were in a movie theater, and then somebody was running up the stairs, like a girl, a young woman, and then she like tripped and hit her like knee on the stairs. She's like, oh, and then her parents, her like friends were like kind of laughing at her. She's like, nope, I'm hurt.
Oh yeah.
So they got up and like helped her. It's so funny.
It's so funny. You can't not laugh at that kind of stuff. If you don't laugh, you're the part of the problem. That's simple.
Yeah, I've fallen and then been like, I'm okay, and then I'm like, oh no, I'm hurt, man down, gotta stay.
Happens to the best of us. That's for sure. All right. Let's see here.
6 feet of floor for a while.
Yeah, I'm just gonna chill out here. Even actually, when we were at Hexwood, remember we were moving that stuff, and I fell over because they hadn't cleared the stuff, and I was like, "Oh no!" And I'm like, I was just worried that I was gonna fall on nails, but I didn't, so it was okay. All right, so we have Huey, Dewey, Louie, and Scrooge McDuck. Say finny. Here, so you guys can see them.
Screwy.
What? It's Huey, Dewey, Louie, and Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah.
Breaking House panel unanimously approves bill that could ban TikTok. Yeah, that's like the 9th time they've been doing that. Jesus. Joey's not even on TikTok. Anyways. So, Lego DuckTales. All done, everyone. I'm going to be back tomorrow. I'm hopefully going to do a bigger build, and I just have to figure out what I'm going to do. I might also be in a different place, and you'll have a different background. Who knows? We'll see. Talk to you guys later.